Hello, it's your girl, Kimi Oguniye Bisine on Speak Up, a program that is brought to you by Fat Corner, where we discuss social and psychological issues facing you and I in the world and in Africa, to be precise. Are you sad, depressed, confused? Then speak up. Let us help each other find answers and a way forward. If this is your first time here, or if you haven't liked or subscribed to Fat Corner, then please kindly do so by hitting that subscribe button on YouTube or the like and follow button on Facebook. It's at Fat and block letters FACT Corner CORNER in small letters. Thank you. The past couple of weeks, I've been talking about substance abuse and its relation to mental health. In order to successfully treat substance abuse, it is important to understand the root cause. So today, I'll be talking about the causes of substance abuse. There are many reasons why people abuse substances, ranging from genetics to environment. However, I want to state it here that the exact cause of substance abuse disorder is not known, and that there are some people who might be having more than one underlying causes. And so, seeing these different causes can help us to know how best to tackle each person's case. Therefore, I'm going to quickly look at some of the causes of substance abuse. The first cause of substance abuse I want to look at today is genetics. Like everything else, children are able to receive certain traits from their parents, and substance abuse is not an exemption. A family history of substance abuse can make a person more vulnerable to substance abuse. Studies have shown that genes that have an effect on the way a person responds to certain things, for example, alcohol, may be responsible for about half of the risk of developing alcoholism. Once someone has had a taste of a substance, the craving for more increases. And so, if a parent, especially like say the mother, has experimented with drugs while pregnant, it's seen that the kids can sometimes be born addicted to drugs. Or if there are traits of substance abuse of prone to taking certain drugs, it's been seen that sometimes kids have those genes inbuilt in them, and that can lead them into substance abuse. Studies have also linked specific genes in the body to addiction. Children who grow up seeing their parents using drugs may have a high risk of developing substance abuse problem later in life. This is both environmental, can be the factor, but it's also sometimes genetic related. Another one I'm going to look at is trauma. If there is an history of trauma, either physical, sexual, verbal, or emotional neglect, and many more, then there is tendency that trauma can lead to substance abuse. What happens is people tend to use drugs or alcohol to self-medicate to be able to forget those negative scenarios they have gone through in life. Unfortunately, this does not help, but it rather worsens the condition. But what he does is, because they've relied on these substances to be able to shield themselves from whatever pain they're feeling due to the trauma they've gone through, they are then prone to developing substance abuse disorder. Another one I want to look at is environment. Our environment, or the people, places, and the things that we are exposed to, can shape us and also influence our decisions, and this is no exception in substance abuse. Some of the way our environment can influence us include: one is peer pressure. Friends have significant role they play in shaping our adolescent lives. Peers may expose us adolescents to drugs and influence their belief on what is right and wrong. And because of the people you keep around you, if they tend to abuse substance, it is easy to want to do what they do and copy them. And before you know it, you are having a problem of substance abuse disorder. It is interesting to know that even adults can be pressured by their friends. So this isn't even limited to just adolescents and kids. It cuts across all boards. Another one is poor parental supervision. Children with parents who fail to monitor their behavior and provide discipline and structure are at a risk of developing substance abuse, especially if they mix with the wrong peers. So if the peers out there are introducing you to something and you do not have the right parental supervision at home to counter the things you're learning, then the tendency of developing substance abuse disorder becomes high. Another one is parental drug use and criminal activity. Earlier on, I talked about genetics, but another way that it can actually affect is actually having parents who are misusing drugs in the presence of the children. Children of parents who use drug and alcohol are at a risk of developing substance abuse because the kids will pick up this negative behavior that they see from their parents and they start to emulate it. Or sometimes the stress that this negative environment creates in the house pushes this kid to using substance abuse themselves. Another one is the presence of drugs at home or in school. The more these things are in front of us, the more likely we are going to use them. This is some of the way our environment shapes us into using substance abuse. Another is living in a poor community. It's been shown that neighborhood poverty as a way of driving substance abuse disorder. This may be due to the stress that poverty environment causes and the limited opportunities for change. And this may also be because everyone around those environments indulge in this thing. People tend to pick up this behavior from that negative environment. So in order to have a way of coming out of this substance abuse disorder, our environment matters, and we have to shape our life using our environment. And then the last one I want to look at is mental illness. Mental illness is another way that we could shape substance abuse disorder. Mental illness such as anxiety, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder has been seen to cause substance abuse. It is very common for people who have mental illness to abuse drugs or alcohol to reduce their symptoms. Unfortunately, this substance only make it worse or even result in mental illness, just like our guest from last week, Dr. Haruna, mentioned. Chronic stress due to several factors like financial problems, a dysfunctional relationship often leads to dissatisfaction in life, which then prompts substance abuse. There is a strong link between a person's mental health and substance abuse, and the percentage of co-occurrence disorder is quite high. And so, mental health has a role to either drive or to promote substance abuse disorder. And finally, sickness. Another cause of substance abuse is medical illness. People have, due to a past illness, become reliant on certain drugs, and then they tend to abuse that drug and keep on going on with it. And so we need to be careful. The effects of substance abuse can snowball, leading from just heavy use to addiction. Substance abuse can affect every part of our life. It can hurt the people and it can hurt you. If you're struggling or you know someone struggling with substance abuse, then reach out because help is available. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to get in touch with me by sending an email to info@factcorner.org or through a direct message on our Facebook page at factcorner.org. You can also put your comments in the comment section of this broadcast. Until next time,